In a recent interview with Time magazine, Grimes spoke out about the decline of religion, and she thinks it's very unfortunate that people are not, subscribing to any religion these days. She said, I think killing God was a mistake, and she's talking about all the different avenues that people are using to find meaning in a secular world, including politics. Her comments really resonated with me. I don't know if she identifies currently with any particular religion, but we'll get into that after we listen.
All right, let's listen to this clip here.
Everyone else has a shared morality, and like there's right and wrong, and it's sort of like built in this meaningful way, and there's moral instruction. Like we sort of, without religion, we haven't like filled the moral instruction with anything else. We're just like, hey, guess like what's good, and like I was talking to some Gen Z the other day, and she's like, oh yeah, I have a commitment kink.
Her ears are doing all the work keeping her hair back.
Thank you.
I do love that Phil went from like loving the Crisis Meter song to literally standing stock still.
Looking like
he doesn't just dislike it, or he's not ambivalent. He actually actively hates it.
It's fine. I love it. Doesn't matter.
Okay.
All right, let's continue.
Hold on.
Breeding kink, and I'm like, I think and like I was talking to some Gen Z the other day, and she's like, oh yeah, I have a commitment kink. I have a breeding kink, and I'm like, I think you might just want to like get married and have kids. Like, that's not a kid. That was normal until like pretty recently, and yeah, there just aren't like built-in free things that people all do together as a community, and I think people are pretty spiritually lost, and a lot of people are like filling this need for like a moral authority with politics, which is leading to a lot of chaos in my opinion, like because people are like, it's not just like who's gonna govern the country. Okay, people are really seeing it as like, this is what you believe, like, and depending which political thing you follow, that's what you believe, and like it's very important that they maintain these sort of like strict moral boundaries, which makes it very hard to have like coalition agreement on anything. And yeah, just in general, I think this is, I don't know, I could go on and on about this, but it concerns me. So I don't know, maybe we need some enlightened AI gods, perhaps.
Okay.
I think at the end she was like throwing a little bit of shade at Elon Musk, her baby daddy, for trying to rein in the era of AI gods. But once this clip went viral, the most annoying people in the world came out of the woodwork to clap back at Grimes for even suggesting the decline of religion is a negative thing for society.
Oh yeah, I'm sure they're smart.
So one person said, saying without religion I wouldn't know what was right and wrong is such a sociopathic self-report.
You are a complete moron.
I like can't even begin. So this is being said by someone I presume lives in the Western world, and you speak English. You were basically raised in a Christian culture. It's becoming more and more secularized, but everyone alive today in the West is swimming in the water of a Christian culture. At least we're enjoying the remnants of a Christian culture and all the moral precepts that come with it. So when you think that you just naturally came to all of these conclusions that this is right and this is wrong, you're not realizing that you're sawing off the branch on which you sit. That's exactly what they're doing. And making a statement like this, that, if religion is the reason you know right from wrong, you're a sociopath. You're giving yourself a whole lot of credit that you don't deserve.
Yeah.
Because people do, in fact, need to be taught how to live. And you can very clearly see, as Grimes was pointing out, they're looking in all the wrong places to find that type of meaning and that type of moral instruction. They're looking to radical political stances to find that semblance of authority in their lives that religion would have filled for them. You're not a sociopath if religion morally instructs you on how to live. I'm just gonna come right out and give myself a self-report. Religion is the reason that I don't shoplift.
Every day you look at
I'm a bad person.
You look at at some makeup at Walgreens and you're like, Lord, give me the strength.
Literally, I believe in a higher power than myself. And I believe in objective right and wrong. If I didn't, I would just do whatever my passions tell me to do. I would just satisfy all of my immediate desires for gratification if I didn't believe there were some reason not to.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not a sociopath. I just know I'm a flawed person.
Yeah.
You know? And that's the humility these people cannot seem to express.
Yeah.
People that believe that without religion they would, have all of the correct moral opinions are probably the most arrogant people that you can possibly interact with.
Yeah.
And they say these things and they truly believe them too. That's the thing. It's not just arrogance. It's that you're really, really stupid. Like, you're like really a dumb, if you believe that you swim in this, your existence is independent of all of the societal factors that you've grown up in, that you came to all of these conclusions by yourself, it's stupid and arrogant. It is purely stupid and arrogant.
They believe that they exist in a vacuum and they have no idea how they sound.
If you were born if you were in the Aztec society, you would not believe that it was in any way morally wrong to sacrifice people to the sun god. Like, those people believed that. In ancient Greece, right? In ancient Greece, if you were born with a deformity, they would leave the baby out on the out in the field or out on the cliffs to die. And that was not thought of as immoral. In our society, people that get abortions are killing a human being, and they unironically say, I am not doing an immoral thing. These are significant, these things are clearly immoral if you believe that life is worth anything, if it has a value, an inherent value. And to think that without someone saying, hey, life has an inherent value, to think that you automatically would think life has an inherent value, that's ridiculous. You are absolutely a product of the society that you've grown up in.
We have a 20 before we continue. Wyatt Kaldenberg said, at 12:19, I posted a video in the Timcast Discord about the terrorist Ziz group who killed 6 people. 20 minutes later, I got a violent, insane phone call from someone claiming to be in the Ziz group. I reported to police.
Scary.
Yes, you
That's
reported
kinda
to
crazy.
police.
Yeah. I guess that was the right call. I don't know anything about that
you
situation.
should definitely report it to police.
So I saw a lot of people commenting similar things under that response, saying that religious people are only refraining from mass murder and atrocities because they fear going to hell. And I just feel like if they really engaged with what religious people believe, and if they really engaged with religion on its own terms, especially Christianity, which is exactly what they're talking about, there's no way they would come to that conclusion, because in Catholicism, we have a concept of contrition for wrongdoing. So you can have imperfect contrition for what you've done wrong, but you can also have perfect contrition for what you've done wrong, and either one is sufficient for God to absolve you and forgive you of your sins. Imperfect contrition is literally saying, I do not feel entire remorse for what I've done, but I am afraid of the consequences of eternal hellfire. Perfect contrition is being truly sorry for what you've done out of love for God, not wanting to offend him, and also out of love for the people that you hurt.
Yeah.
That's considered perfect contrition, and that should be what motivates you not to sin. But they don't even know anything about that because they refuse to engage with religion on its own terms and would prefer to just spew Reddit tier atheist takes online to people who already agree with them.
Here's an idea, like, if we want to just go on the discussion as a whole, The people who are making this argument to you are also going to tell you that they don't believe in redemption in a lot of ways anyways. And I don't want to live in a society that doesn't believe in redemption and doesn't believe that there's hope for people. Because as somebody myself who's gone through many, many struggles, made a lot of mistakes, and caused a lot of problems, you know, I had to believe that redemption was possible. Otherwise, you just give up right then. And everything that I've worked through and everything that I've rebuilt in my life wouldn't have been possible without a framework of redemption around those who populate my life. Mm-hmm. So whether they are religious or not, the idea that religious being exterminated entirely would lead to a world where a lot of people wouldn't believe in redemption to begin with, because a lot of these people will tell you that, you know, you said something mean online, therefore you shall never be forgiven, and will hold that against you forever.
Another response to Grimes said, I don't think Grimes has any authority to talk about this, given her own association with you-know-who, who totally discredits her. Mm-hmm. So they were saying that because she had a child with Elon Musk, she doesn't have authority to talk about anything related to religion, spirituality, or morality.
Why would I want to live in a world with people where people see things that black and white?
Just as you said, like they don't believe that redemption is possible for her because of the crime of association.
You're making the best argument for her by believing that.
I wasn't aware of this beforehand, but I looked into Grimes' personal background a little bit, and she was raised Catholic, went to Catholic school, and she actually said that she has serious latent Catholic guilt issues in a previous interview. And some of her music has also focused on religious themes. Specifically, one of her songs, Know the Way, she wrote about what it means to her, saying, the song was about how I couldn't be Christian or religious. I was lamenting my loss of faith because there was something beautiful and comforting about it. But ultimately, I'm not going to ascribe to a religion. I did love the religious experience, and this was just an obituary for my religious brain. But maybe since the time that she wrote that explanation for why she's agnostic or irreligious, she has shifted her perspective.
But it's also plausible that she finds her way back to it if it was instilled to her from youth. Like there may come a time when, you know, the tantamount, like all the circumstances of her life come together to push it back into her life. It just in a form that she can accept.
Nice that someone in her industry, her sphere, was willing to give a take that was something other than spewing acid at religion and people who follow it, which is the majority of people on this planet. That was just nice to hear. And I think that she's actually open-minded, not pretending to be.
Thanks for watching. Listen to full episodes of Pop Culture Crisis on Spotify.
Keep up with us on social media and make sure you subscribe and ring that bell so you never miss the show. Bye, guys.